biggest season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Welcome to the Detroit Lions pregame show. And as you can see with my hair, this isn't just a normal pregame show. This is a Detroit Lions, playoffs. Previewing the playoffs. Detroit Lions taking on the Los Angeles Rams. And how fitting. Great storyline. I'm your host, Jeff Iafredi, as always, and I have a great crew with me today. I got KG in the TD booth. Of course, Booner as my co-host. He's handling some other things right now. He's going to be here on stage. But I want to tell you guys one thing right now. I'm excited. Nervous, but in a good way. I'm excited. This is an opportunity for the Detroit Lions to prove and show the world, because you guys watch national TV. You guys watch national sports, right? All these national shows talking about picking the Rams and why they think the Rams are going to win. I'm going to tell you, and we're going to spend a good 2 hours on why we believe this is the Detroit Lions' time. And Matthew Stafford and the Rams are just standing in the way. And unfortunately, this train ain't stopping. So you better get off the tracks now, or else it's going to get ugly. And I'm excited for tonight. Booner, he's fired up as well. He's got the blue the blue in the hair as well. Look at him. Look how good he looks.
Let's go, baby.
Come on, Booner.
Lions,
Let's get fired
baby.
up.
We're alive, man. I'm excited. I'm pumped. This is what the Booner Path, we've been waiting for this whole moment. This day, this is exactly what we've been waiting for. Is Detroit Lions playoff football. The path to the Super Bowl starts tonight at 8 p.m., fellas, and we're going to keep – I cannot wait. I'm ready. I got surprises for you. I'm ready to roll.
We got Booner's bets. We're going to break down, of course, Lions offense, Rams defense, Rams offense versus Lions defense. We'll get into the storylines, who we think will have a big game, who needs to have a big game, all that and much more. And we'll talk more about Jared Goff versus Matthew Stafford, because I think this is a big part of the storyline. But you know what we should start, and this is more important. The Lions have an opportunity to do something today they have not done in 30 years, which is win a playoff game, a home playoff game for that matter, which they have this year. You won your division. You have a home playoff game. It's at Ford Field, standing room only. That crowd today.
Yep.
I don't know what the decibel record is off the top, but they're going to break it today, Booner.
Yeah,
the city is
There's been people downtown all day. I've seen videos, people of downtown all day. It's been packed, even up to now. Like, it's just going to continue to be that. The city, this is the thing. The city's been waiting for this for over 30 years.
Absolutely.
In Ford Field, like, they built Ford Field for playoff games, for playoff atmospheres. Finally going to get it. If you're downtown, man, have fun. Like, this is something that you guys will remember the rest of your lives. This is the biggest, at least in my lifetime, for the Detroit Lions. I wasn't alive in the early 90s when they won a playoff game in the Silverdome and all of that. I wasn't alive then, so today, and I'm sure for you, it's the same thing, is this is the biggest day in Detroit Lions history in my lifetime. No day has been bigger, and I know it's one playoff game, and I know I'm talking about all the time going to the Super Bowl, and I believe this team can do that. But right now, if we're talking next game, this is the biggest game in franchise history. Downtown Detroit right now is probably just going off right now. And Lions fans, everyone's watching right now. They all deserve it. Enjoy it, man. Let's just win a football game. That's all I want. I just want to get a win. That is it. I don't care about anything else.
Today is the day the Detroit Lions take what's theirs.
Yep.
Take what's theirs, what they're owed. And we just watched the Texans win a playoff game, and it's exciting. It's a rookie quarterback, and now you're watching the Packers right now with a guy who technically is a rookie in Jordan Love playing his first season, up 14-0 to the Cowboys. And we're going to sit here and act like, oh, we're nervous about the Lions. No, the Lions are going to win today's game. They're going to win. And we're going to talk about it tomorrow. And I'm excited. This is one of the biggest games, not just for the playoff purposes, like you win a playoff game, yeah, it's significant, but who they're facing. You have an opportunity. And it's funny how these things work. It's very poetic. And you got to see it. Tyreek Hill going back to Kansas City. You're seeing Mike McCarthy face the Packers. And now you get to be the team that not only wins a playoff game for the first time in 30 years, but beats the quarterback that couldn't get it done. With the quarterback that now you have and people have faith in. And the whole storyline's been this week across all national media. Stafford facing the Lions. Should be Goff facing the Rams. Because he's fired up. I know he is.
Not even that. I think you might have even mentioned it. Not even the quarterback situation. This should be Detroit Lions fans and the organization for a playoff. Like, that should be the storyline. Like, the fact that it's been and that's exactly, personally, that's why I didn't want the whole Stafford Goff thing, and I wanted the Packers, was just because I wanted the fans deserve this. Detroit deserves this. And right now it's, Stafford's returning, and they've gotten very, like, the Stafford and his wife Kelly, like, they got, like, she was very upset about people going at, like, no, this is more than just those 12 years. This is 30 plus years of not having a playoff win and not having a game downtown. This is all of that built up. Matthew Stafford was here for 12 years. I'll always respect him. He was one of my favorite players growing up. He got me into football. But that whole storyline, guess what? The bigger storyline is all of the fans and all the listeners right now that have been waiting for a win and have been waiting for a home game, and they have been waiting for that. The whole Stafford thing, that's just a sprinkle on top to be able to beat him. But outside of that, to me, it's Lions fans for the playoff win. I think that's the biggest storyline.
And it's not just excitement for this season. It's the excitement for the next 5, 10 seasons. The Lions and Dan Campbell, Sheila, Brad Holmes are building something that's sustainable. And that's what I want the message to be. Yeah, I'm excited about today, but I'm excited for the future. And that's what Lions fans should think about, right? What comes next after this, right? And when they win the playoff game, they go on a playoff run, it's exciting. But think about it. A lot of these players you're doing it with, they're still under contract. They're young. And I think the next 5, 10 years, it's going to be a new era in Lions football. I'm excited for it. I mean, I even got Smurf hair to prove it. So, hey, let's ride.
Hey, look good.
Thank you. Thank you, Booner.
I've got the mullet. I did the whole mullet today too.
Yeah,
I just didn't do the front. Can we hit a little solo there? Look at that. I did the whole mullet. I've got a blue mullet. The mullet. Hey, the mullet was worth it.
And it's a great day so far. I mean, you have the Packers up 21-0 now on the Cowboys.
Oh, 20-0.
So,
missed the field goal.
Great call, KG.
You just jinxed him for sure, Jeff.
Let's go to what? I'm reading the score for the people.
You jinxed him. You said 21-0. It's 20.
Regardless, 20-0.
They missed the field goal.
Let's go to break. When we come back, we'll get into the matchups and we'll get right to it. Let's do it. First off, I do want to bring up the injury report next segment before we get into the matchups. Tell you who's playing, who's not playing. We don't have the official report, but we're going to tell you what's been rumored so far. We're going to get right into the Lions offense and how they match up against this Rams defense. Let's do it. You're tuning into the Detroit Lions pregame show here on the Woodward Sports Network, hosted by Jeff Ifredi, Booner, and my guy KG. We'll see you guys right after the break.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel. Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, 2 of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder.
Welcome back. It's the Detroit Lions pregame show here on the Woodward Sports Network. Jeff Ifredi, Booner, KG here with you today, previewing the Lions taking on the Rams in a playoff game. Yeah, I said that. A home playoff game at Ford Field.
Let's go,
if you're going
baby.
down, and maybe if you're tuning in while you're down at, down there in Detroit, enjoy your time. Be safe. I know that place is going to be packed. I think standing room only tickets were running for like $600-700. It could be more.
It's crazy.
That environment's going to be electric. And if you're tuning in before you go into the game, do me a favor. Be as loud as you can until they break the huddle. And then tone it back a little bit. You can still be loud. But like Alex Anzalone said, when they're in the huddle, make them feel you.
You have to get loud again after that, though, because you want them to be in a silent snap.
Yes, but when they're in the huddle specifically, be even louder.
I've been under the – I'm sorry to cut you off. I've been under the assumption, though, like I think you should just be loud the whole time. Like – Anzalone in that defense, I'm sure they have some signals that they have worked out where they can communicate. I would rather just go straight from the huddle all the way until you get a flag.
You want Stafford to not be able to hear the play call, and then you want it to be
silent
difficult.
Count.
Yeah,
you want both, so it's just go out the whole time.
Yes,
I get
just be crazy.
Stop. I get the whole stop. our defense, they're used to that at home already, having to kind of communicate signals and hand signals and all of that. Be loud through the whole thing, in the huddle all the way until they snap the ball. I want to see how many false starts this crowd can cause, and I think it's going to be 2, 3, 4. I think it's going to be a lot.
Yeah, I think they could affect the game. Kind of like that Monday night game against Chicago. I think it could be even worse than that. Just an update on who's out. James Houston, if you guys didn't already know, he's ruled out. Jerry Jacobs on IR officially, so he's not playing. He's done for the season. James Mitchell, that was a surprising one too. He's out for the game and out for the foreseeable future. Khalif Raymond ruled out as well. Sam Laporta still questionable. He's expected to play, though. I mean, if I had to bet money on it, I would say he plays today. But he's still questionable on the injury report. And then, of course, John Kaminsky's questionable as well with an illness. He'll play. He's full practice. He practiced all week. So those are some of the updates on guys that were kind of on the fence or ruled out. Now, here is the matchup I want to get into. Lions offense, Rams defense. And this is, when you talk about the Rams defense, it is nowhere near what they were when they won the Super Bowl. Jalen Ramsey isn't coming to save you. Von Miller isn't here to save you. Aaron Donald is older. And they have a lot younger defense. Now, they still have injuries to their defense. Their best DB, Jordan Fuller, who also Brad Holmes had a hand in drafting, if you did not know, is questionable and did not practice all week. That would be a huge loss for them. This is a Rams defense that is, in total defense, ranked 20 in the NFL. The Lions are ranked 19th. It's not like this Rams defense are world beaters. I think this is going to be a high-scoring game, and you got an offensive line that Booner is healthy. Healthy. And they've been healthy for a stretch of games now. I mean, this isn't a prediction. This is an obvious statement. But that run game, the best running back duo in the NFL, David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs, they're going to cause some problems today, Booner. I'll bet on it. Yeah,
and I mean, do you remember going into the Dallas game, that kind of offensive line was 5 or 6-0, I believe, heading into that Dallas game. So they dominate. Like, every time this offensive line is fully healthy, they dominate. They're the number 1 offensive line in the NFL.
I agree.
So once you have that at your advantage, especially, like, think about how many injuries throughout the regular season you had on that offensive line. You have your full offensive line come week 1 of the playoffs. Like, that was a dream for us. We've all talked about it all year, to where, hey, if your team can just be healthy when it comes to the playoff time, especially that offensive line, which is the heart and soul of your team, you should be able to beat anyone. And that's where I'm at today, is that running back duel is the best in the NFL as well. You have the best offensive line and the best running back duel in the whole NFL. You should be able to dominate up front. Like you said, Jeff, though, that defense, they're a young defense. That's something, too. Like, this isn't an offense that just has started to kind of get traction going this year. This is 2 years in a row with Ben Johnson. They've been a top 5 offense in the NFL. They should dominate this defense, in my opinion. You should be able to take advantage of a younger defense. It's a defense that's played well throughout the year, and they've done good things. But when it comes playoff time, the more experienced group usually comes out on top. It should be this Detroit Lions offense. This Detroit Lions offense with Ben Johnson, a veteran like Jared Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown, first-team All-Pro, Sam Laporta, these running backs, the most experienced offensive line in the NFL and the number 1 offensive line in the NFL. They should be able to dominate this young defense today. And I truly believe that. I think they should be able to get 30-plus points. It's just all about that other side, in my opinion.
Yeah, and Ben Johnson was he complimented the interior defensive line for the Rams. Kobe Turner, rookie. Byron Young, rookie. 17 sacks combined between those 2 rookies. And then you sprinkle in Aaron Donald's 8 sacks and 16 tackle for losses. Their defensive line, they got talent. Now, they got some youth alongside Aaron Donald, but this isn't like something that we should sit here and discuss for 30 minutes like it's going to be. It's going to completely wreck the game. This is why you have an offensive line like the way you do, to prevent these guys from having big days. Now, is it a concern? Yes. And that's one of the bigger tests, at least for this Lions offensive line. I think Ben called it the best, or if not one of the best, since the Ravens game they faced, the defensive line. He's talking about the defensive line, which is true. But once you get past the defensive line, like the pass rush, and you get to the secondary, Quentin Lake, he's going to be the guy most likely covering St. Brown. And just to give you a little background on Quentin Lake, he's a great tackler. But he also allows almost 100 passer rating when targeted. So
a guy like Amon-Ra St. Brown.
If we're being honest here, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and to your point about the offense, they should get what they want.
Yes.
They should get what they want.
It should be a big day from him.
Yes.
First team All-Pro. He's got that chip on his shoulder as well. Just things add up for him. You know, this is his first playoff. We know what Amon-Ra St. Brown and what he's like, his preparation. He's he's a 4th-round draft pick that's literally chased down what he's doing right now. Oh my gosh, another pick 6 from Dak Prescott. Oh my gosh,
this is
20. It's going to be 27-0. That is unbelievable.
This is why the Cowboys don't get respect.
This is exactly what it is.
year.
They were eventually going to fall off, and we're seeing it.
Yeah, I can't believe I
Dak
took the bait.
Prescott.
I almost picked the Packers on Friday, and I said,
think
no,
I might have
I'm going
on
to go
our
with the
show.
Cowboys.
I think me and KG, we might have gone Packers. I think you and I. Yeah, I think it was us.
I was worried the youth of the Packers would catch up to them. You know what I did? I did call the Texans though. I did roll with the Texans. You guys, if you listen to the morning show, you know that Flacco turned the ball over just like we knew he would. But here you go, Darnell Savage, another pick six, or a pick six. Excuse me.
With the Amon-Ra
Crazy.
St. Brown stuff, Jeff, I just truly do think that he's one of the best in the league now. Like he's first team All Pro, which puts you top 3 technically. Obviously, Justin Jefferson was out. He's a top 5 wide receiver in the NFL.
No
right
question.
Now. Zero questions. You can't argue. I got in a Twitter argument today. Someone trying to say DJ Moore is better than him still, and Amon-Ra St. Brown's a top 5 dude. This is his first playoff game that he's ever playing in. We know the type of guy he is. We know the preparation he puts in. We know what he does on big stages and big games. This is a game where you see him go out there and a little tease ahead maybe for Booner Betts. You see him go out there and put up numbers. And Jared Goff will make sure he gets him the ball too, because he's just done it all year.
And even with a Sam Laporta at 70%, 60%, I think he'll still be effective, but even him being out there, it just changes the way the defense has to play you. Even with Sam Laporta just being out there, not even 100% KG. I think St. Brown, one thing you can guarantee, he's going to have a big day today in front of that home crowd. With blue hair, by the way.
He's been waiting for this all season, man. He's built for this guy, his attitude, the way he comes in, the way he plays. You know he's going to go out there, he's going to give it all he's got. I'm looking forward to see what him and Goff can do on the field because I think I got this from you on the morning show. The Rams, they play zone like 60% of the time. And Amon-Ra St. Brown is great at getting in between the zones and finding space in the zone. So, like y'all said, he should get whatever he wants today. You got a young corner out there, you got to take advantage of that.
Yeah, and that's it's a great point. The Rams, they favor playing zone defense. I think to what you said, KG, they run it like 60-70% of the time. And you've got like Amon-Ra St. Brown, a superb route runner who, kind of like the other guy, the receivers on the other side of the field, Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua, he's very smart. And he knows how to find, he knows how to expose that
That's
zone
what he's
defense.
best at, I think. That's best part of his game is finding the opening in his zone.
And now you got a guy who's, first in the league in yards after catch. So it's not just getting open, it's what he does after the catch.
Yep.
And then you have a couple guys like Jameson Williams, who I think could be an X factor today. I certainly do. He's a guy that teams have to account for, but when you're not expecting it, a big player ups.
Yep.
And this is a guy who's comfortable playing on this type of stage. He's played, and I know it's college football to the NFL. I understand that. But when you play with Alabama and you play in national championship games, and he played in one, got injured in one, and was playing well against a defense that you could compare similar to some of the worst NFL defenses. Like a lot of these guys on Georgia are NFL players, and Jameson tore him apart. I think Jamo today on this type of stage at home, if he gets the football, they can play well. I think he's the X. If you had to pick one, he's the X factor today.
And you and I all week long, you came on our show on Woodward Nights and talked about it, and I already gave it out as my kind of player to stand out that no one's talking about. I'm 100% with you. It's not even the fact that he's done it on the big stage. Like, we've known that. The thing is we've been waiting for them to kind of initiate him into the offense a little bit more.
Yeah.
If you look at his last 3 games, 4 catches, 47 yards, 5 catches, 43, 2 catches, 69 yards. That is the most in a little stretch that he's had ever in his career. Ben Johnson has been using him a lot more. This is a guy to where, yes, you see 40 yards, 60 yards. This is a guy that could be one of the most explosive players in the NFL. Mm-hmm. On a big stage, in big games, big plays, that's when those type of guys do step up and they end up getting a 60-yard touchdown run. They end up getting a 70-yard bomb. They end up getting 5 catches for whatever it is. Like, this is a type of player with the speed he has and the playmaking ability that he has, that these are his games. And I don't think it's like that he's played on the big stage. I think it's just these are the games when stars shine, and he has the star ability. Like, his ceiling is one of the highest on the team. We all do know that. It's just about when does he do that. And you've seen the last 3 games that he did play in. Like, they've been incorporating him more and more and more. And I think now that it's the playoff time, Ben Johnson's like, all right, now it's time to let him completely loose. Amon-Ra St. Brown's going to be him, but you're going to have that number 2. I keep calling him this, and I keep saying this because I think it's true. He's going to be like the Devontae Smith of the Detroit Lions. He's going to be right there like that secondary to A.J. Brown, except the secondary, what Devontae Smith does is he goes out there and gets 6 catches for over 100 yards.
Yeah. And
he does it consistently. And he can do that out of nowhere if you need it. And I think that's where Jamo's kind of trending.
And
I think he does it today.
You saw that before he missed the game at the end of the year. You saw the targets go up, the receptions go up, which is very simple. I've been making that case. Me and KG have been saying it. Target him more. Oh, he'll get more catches, and then of course he'll get more yards. So it started with targets, and he's been getting more targets to end the season. So Jamo's an exciting player to watch as well. DPJ, Josh Reynolds, like they got depth in the receiver room. I know no Khalif Raymond, and he's been super valuable, not only in the passing game at times because he's always getting utilized, but also on special teams. I think when you make a trade for a guy like DPJ, this is where he's.
You're going to need like with Leafau.
Josh Reynolds.
He's going to be
this
a
is where you
huge
need
kick
him.
return guy.
Absolutely
huge. Like, and you saw last week. What was Khalif last week? A punt return. He started to get elite at. He started to get back to his old self that we haven't seen all year. And he started DPJ. That's your time to step up and kind of do that on punt returns. Give the Detroit Lions field position in the playoffs is going to be huge. It's just like turnovers. Just the field position is going to be a massive part. So that's where DPJ. Imagine him coming out and getting like a punt return for a touchdown.
No, yeah.
Imagine that.
And he's a guy who's played a lot of football. So the Lions offensively, there's a lot of ways they could take advantage of this Rams defense. How do you neutralize a pass rush? Well, you run the football. You got the best offensive line in football to me and to Booner. You have the best running back duo. You're facing, I believe, in terms of his sample size, the best running back in 12 games for the Rams, at least in production, because he led the league in yards per game. I know he only played 12 games. He had 1,100 yards, but still impressive. Christian McCaffrey's the best back, but Kyron Williams is super underrated. You watch what he's been doing. And to me, the Lions have the best duo. So this is going to benefit the Lions. They're going to be able to run the football, which you know what happens when they run the football. Play action, big plays. I think it favors the Lions. Let's go to break. Let's flip it. Let's talk Rams offense on Lions defense and some of our concerns in ways that I think this Lions defense can kind of take advantage of this Rams offense. And I'll tell you the path to do that when we come back. You're tuning into the Detroit Lions pregame show here on the Woodward Sports Network, brought to you by our friends over at Bullseye Event Group and Long Drink. We'll see you guys right after the break.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot off the press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel. Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. That's right, college basketball's most elite event. You and your 5 best friends just get to any Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically register to win the trip of your dreams. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Welcome back. It's the Detroit Lions pregame show here on the Woodward Sports Network. Jeff Iafredi, Booner, KG here with you. Preview on Detroit Lions taking on the Los Angeles Rams at Ford Field. Playoff environment, playoff matchup.
Let's go, baby.
We're watching the Cowboys lose 27-0. Losing 27. They're going to lose. I mean, 27-0, and it's almost halftime.
Never
12
know.
seconds after. No, I don't see it. And they're at home. If the Cowboys make this comeback, I'd be shocked. I mean, Dak's thrown 2 picks. Both for pick sixes, I believe.
Can I throw out what's on the line
or
here?
one of them's a pick six, and he almost just had another.
Can I throw out what's on the line here?
America's team, baby.
If the Packers win this game and the Lions take care of business versus the Rams, then the Detroit Lions have the chance to host a second-round game. versus the winner of the Eagles and the Bucks. So that's kind of what's on the line here. If the Lions end up winning and the Packers hold off, that's kind of what's on the line there, to where you will play the winner of the Packers-Bucks, which is exciting. And
you're knocking off teams, or the Packers are, that I think are the closest to being a threat.
Yep.
Like Cowboys, say what you want about them, they're frauds. I agree with you. But they're a better team than the Packers. So I think the Lions match up with the Packers better.
Typical Cowboys.
Yeah, typical
Cowboys fashion.
America's team, baby. All right, let's talk more about the Rams and Lions. Just the matchup. We went through the Lions offense, what they'll be matching up with. Now I want to talk about the Lions defense.
Yep.
How much pressure is on AG this week to slow down Kyren Williams, Cooper Kupp, and Puka Nacua? The three-headed monster, I think, what makes this offense run. And I went on Woodward Nights, and I talked to you about Kyren. And just doing my research, he scored in every win they have. And in a couple of the losses they have 7 of them, he has not scored. So you see the swing there. If Kyren's involved, he's playing well, and he's scoring touchdowns, it's easy, they win. He's the cog in the engine. The only game he didn't have a rushing touchdown in which they won was against the Cardinals, and he caught 2.
Yeah.
So technically he scored regardless. I will tell you this. I'm not even going to sit here and tell you the pathway to slow down Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua. It's just not going to happen. What I will tell you is how they can win the game regardless, and that's turnovers. And the other thing is stopping Kyren Williams or containing him. And I'll tell you one thing. If you want to talk about this Lions defense and you want to bring up concerns, one thing you cannot bring up is the run defense. They've been consistent all year. Yes, quarterback's running the football. It is what it is. But Matthew Stafford's a statue. Kyren Williams, everything goes through him. Everything. Sean McVay, and they finally have another back since Todd Gurley that can carry a lot of the offense. Kyren's going to be the X factor for the Rams, and I think it's a good matchup for this run defense, Booner. And I think if they can contain Kyren Williams, make this Rams offense one-dimensional, it makes things easier not to stop guys like Puka and Cooper, but to get turnovers.
Yep.
And like Nick Mullins, throwing for 400 yards each game for 2 games, threw for 800, 900 yards in 2 games. But they forced a bunch of turnovers. That's the key to victory for the Lions defense. Slow down the run game. Great turnovers.
Those are 2, and I love you said that, because when we did our keys to victory on Friday, those were my top 2. Number 1 is turnovers. This game is supposed to be, as everyone's saying, they're going to say it's a shootout. It's going to be a high-scoring game. High-powered offense is kind of going at it. Matthew Stafford, Jared Goff. Like, that's been kind of the narrative of this game. When you get in games like that, Jeff, the main thing is, at the end of the game, what does everyone says? At the end of the game, whoever has the ball last usually wins that football game.
Absolutely.
But if during those games, if you can get yourself a couple extra possessions, if you can force interceptions, if you can make Kyren Williams fumble the ball, if you can get a strip sack, if you can get your offense that extra possession or 2, that's where the difference ends up coming into, and you don't even have to worry about who gets the ball last. You have the lead. So that's where I think this whole thing comes in place, to where if the Detroit Lions defense, if AG finds a way to get to the quarterback and let that safety group kind of work and just go out there and just get some interceptions on Matthew Stafford. He gets 2 interceptions today.
Right. Detroit
Lions win this game by over. There's no worry at the end. They're taking a knee at the end. And the second thing is what you said about Kyren Williams and as well as Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp. Let those 2 do whatever they want. Like we know, I think it's it's a fact now. What's your worst part of this defense now?
Secondary.
It's the corners.
Corners.
It's the corners.
Yeah.
Like you're going up against 2 all-pro wide receivers the last few years. So like those corners, they're gonna need some help. The help comes stopping the run. Don't let Kyren Williams get hot. And that's been our defense has been elite at stopping the run. We have an elite, in my opinion, I could be wrong, fellas. I think our linebacking crew is way better than people give them credit for.
Absolutely.
Like, those guys are good. And they fill gaps. Yes, they fill gaps. And with the Lee McNeil in the middle, you stop the run. And Kyren Williams, I don't think is going to go out there and go get 80, 100 yards today. I think they're going to hold them under 80 yards. And they're going to dominate stopping the run. And it's going to force Stafford to kind of have to throw the ball. And that's where, like you said, those turnovers come into place. Because every game that Kyren Williams has had under 60 yards, they've lost. Mm-hmm. Every game.
It's that simple.
Those are their losses, are the games that so all you have to do is take the run away. Let those other guys do what they do. If they go for 80 yards, 100 yards, oh well. Like you said, the Vikings, Nick Mullins, threw for 450 yards on us. Guess what? We still won the football game.
And they were in control.
They couldn't run on us.
They were in control of both of those
games.
Yes.
So if you find that bend but don't break, and a lot of people, and I know KG mentioned it to me, it's like, aren't you a little worried that they keep bending and in the playoffs it breaks? If you bend and don't break and force turnovers and force field goals, you're going to win a lot of games in the playoffs, man. Like, I get it, but once you get backed up in the red zone, that's when the secondary really can step up, and they can't, like, But that long field, like, let those two just go at it. If those two want to go for 100 each, as long as you come out with the win and you stop Kyron Williams and you force turnovers, they won't be able to do anything. You have control of that whole football game.
Yeah, and creating turnovers are twice as valuable in the postseason. That's the case I made why I think the Browns would just fall right on their face. It's because of Flacco and throwing interceptions. They count twice as much in the postseason. And trust me, we're going to talk about Jared Goff and how all I ask of Jared is just don't throw picks or don't fumble. That's it. And I know it sounds very simple. It sounds cliche.
Take care of the ball.
Take care of the football. It's so true.
The games that he's lost, though, those are the games where offensive line wasn't full and they weren't healthy. You have the healthy offensive line. You should be able to take care of the ball, man.
You should be able to. KG and Pete, I want your guys' opinion on this as well. At least for creating turnovers, to me, that should be number one on the must-dos to win for the Lions defense. Yeah. Create turnovers, of course, slow down Kyron Williams. The run game is everything for them. And the next thing, especially when Stafford drops back, he's not mobile. Right. But they got to get after him.
You do got to get
specifically Aiden, and of course Aiden needs help, but they got to get some sacks today.
Yeah, absolutely.
They got to end drives.
I want to see at least 5 sacks today. I'm not holding you. Yes, it's a big number, but I feel like it's achievable. Like you said, Stafford is immobile, and once we get him into a one-dimensional ball game, you want Stafford to get like maybe 30 to 40 passing attempts, and then after that, you should be able to get to the quarterback. You should be able to get those turnovers, and thank God they've been getting the turnovers lately because it took them a while. Basically, when CJ returned to us is really when they started picking the ball off. So you want to see them go out there, force a fumble, get a turnover, because those are going to be key. You're not going to be able to stop them all the time, but that's the only way to really offset the yardage is by getting those turnovers.
Can I give you something real quick? I know we're not Booner bets yet. I'll give you a tease ahead here. Detroit Lions record 5 sacks plus 600. I already took it.
Ooh, okay.
I've hit it twice this year. One for plus 1,700 and one for plus 1,500, I believe. It's all the way down to plus 600. So Vegas knows something. They know that this team's going to get after Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, and I do think they're missing what? And I have to double check this, but their left tackle. A couple of them are questionable.
Joe Boom. It looks like he's questionable.
Yeah, the guard. He's been with a foot injury. He had light practices, but their offensive line's banged up.
And
they're actually not a bad offensive. They're actually not bad. They're about top half of the NFL if you grade offensive line, sacks taken, all that stuff. But what I think helps Matthew not take sacks is he gets the ball out quickly. That's really what it's not like this offensive line's generational. It's just Stafford gets the ball out so quick that of course it skews some of the stats. But Pete, is that fair to say? 3 must-dos: create turnovers, contain Kyron Williams, and you got to get pressure on Stafford. Not just pressure, but sacks.
Is that Pete?
Yeah, it is, man. I had a whole bunch of issues, so that's why I'm late. Sorry about that. But
all good.
Now, but no worries. The Lions, honestly, if they're going to win this game, it is going to be on the backs of the secondary because what's Stafford going to be doing? Throwing. Kyron Williams is, facing the #1 rushing defense in the league, and that's fine. But the thing is, they're going to have to shut down Kyron Williams. If you can shut down the run and force Stafford to throw more balls, then you're going to get more interceptions, more turnovers. They're going to have to pressure the quarterback and make sure that Stafford's on his back at least 4 or 5 times this game. You're going to have to sack him.
Yeah, it seems like it's the same thing with KG. That TD mic isn't working. I don't know. It's just been weird. Sorry guys, but Pete was speaking facts. He basically.
I can hear him in my ear, which is
we
crazy.
Can hear him,
we can hear him. It's just not going through YouTube.
Pete said a lot of the things we kind of said. He agrees 100%. I think everything starts with what the Rams want to do. Everything starts with the run game. Kyron Williams, and I would say that he's the best back they faced this year.
100%. He's second team All-Pro. He's one of the best running backs in the NFL.
I mean, 12 games.
If you guys want me to translate what Pete said for you guys, all he said was the Detroit Lions are going to win by 1 million, and he's on the Booner path, and they're going to the Super Bowl.
He also said Centron.
And he said Centron.
Centron.
He said the Booner path and Centron. Oh, no. I agree, though. I'm with you, Jeff. I think he's second team All-Pro for a reason. He's the second best running back, technically voted by the AP poll in the NFL right now. So this is a guy you have not seen a guy like him yet. You've stopped the run all year, but you just have not seen a run load like Kyron Williams. So I'm interested to see how they go about it. It's a big day for AG. I'm interested to see the packages that AG's drawn up for this game. Who was it? Was it Ben Johnson? Or no, Phipp. Phipp said that, he said, hey, once you get in the playoffs, all year long, you do disguises, you try different things, you hold certain things back, you don't want other teams to see what you're doing. When you get in the playoffs, it's a week-by-week thing. Everything is on the table. You're not trying to hide anything. You're not trying to disguise it. No, you're not doing any of that. So this is for AG to go out there and throw everything he has to win this one football game. And then next week when they win, we'll figure that out. But this week, throw everything you have at Kyren Williams and Matthew Stafford. Those two should not get anything. Stafford should be running for his life the whole time. If you have to go out there and blitz 70%, do what you have to do to get pressure in that backfield and stop the run and force Matthew Stafford to make bad plays. And that's why I'm interested to see what this Kyren Williams thing is, because we have not seen a guy like him yet all season long. We have not. I don't even know the last time. Well, last year maybe we saw someone. I'm trying to think of who we even saw last year that was like him.
I mean, we had Bijan.
No,
yeah, but
because I want to address that because people are putting some backs in the chat, and I know
he's
Kyren,
an all-pro running back. Like, we haven't played Christian McCaffrey or anything yet.
Well, the only one better I would say definitively is Christian McCaffrey, but you haven't played him. If you want to bring up Aaron Jones, these guys have bigger names. But if we're talking on the field, Aaron Jones is not better than Kyren Williams
this year, you would know.
Bijan, he's not better than Kyren Williams. Kenneth Walker, not better than Kyren Williams. I'm telling you, 11, almost 1,200 yards in 12 games. He's on pace for like 1,600 yards.
If you watch him play, you see how good he is.
I think 11 or 12 games.
No one's just like. There's a lot of people who haven't seen him play yet, and tonight might be their first time watching him. He is a legit back.
But enough complimenting. I think the Lions' run defense they're gonna be able to match up with him. We could say all that to say the Lions' run defense is just that. They've been that good. Even the good backs they faced, Kenneth Walker, Isaiah Pacheco, these guys, Bijan Robinson, Lions did a pretty good job containing him. So
I think it's the plan that AG has to have. I think it's the game plan
Yes.
AG's drawn up. I think he knows, number one, stop the run, and then we'll figure out the stuff in the secondary. I'm just interested to see. I mean, we saw that transition in the middle of the year when the whole fan base, I'm sure everyone in the chat right now, was going at AG to say, hey, we need to see more. We need to see more blitzes. We need to see you throw some guys out there. And it felt like he kind of got that pressure, and he might have heard what people were saying. The word he hates the most, he did make adjustments mid-season and started to do that more and put together more blitz packages. That's, I think, today is like, if you want your defense to be great, that's why you have 9 turnovers in the last 3 or 4 games, is because you've been putting pressure on the quarterback and forcing turnovers.
Yeah.
That's so many turnovers too. I think 9 in the last 4 games.
That's everything. That's what helped them last year, going 8-2 down the stretch. It was turnovers, and you got C.J. Gardner-Johnson back. I mean, a guy's played in some playoff games. He's played in these type of environments. Hey, that's a guy you want on your team. I'll tell you that.
Had a pick in his first game back. So.
Exactly, and he might even get one today. Who knows?
I may have him in Booner bets today. Little tease ahead. CJ may be in that.
Okay. All right. Can't wait. Let's actually get to it.
We're Knights fan.
Good segue, because we're going to get to Booner's bets actually right now. We got some parlays, some single bets we want to share with the people. If you guys got a notepad or anything, write these down. If you're on FanDuel, any betting app, put these in. Booner, it's his time where he shares his best bets for the week. He names a legacy player. What's your record this year?
12-3 on the season.
Jesus.
And outside of last week, before that, I was on like a 14-0 run.
Yeah, the man don't lose.
Like when I put bets out there,
he doesn't just say it. Like, he actually does not lose.
I actually do not lose. I try to lose sometimes, and they just win. I don't know what it is.
Like, I've seen Booter.
Maybe it's the hair.
I've seen Booter go, Jeff, I feel like losing, and he puts a bet in and it wins.
And it just hits.
Like I don't
know what to do.
I don't know why or how. I don't get it. Let's go to break, though. We'll get back. We'll get into the bets. You're tuning into the Detroit Lions pregame show here on the Woodward Sports Network, brought to you by our friends over at Bullseye Event Group in Long Drake.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. That's right, college basketball's most elite event. You and your 5 best friends just get to any Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically register to win the trip of your dreams.
Check.
Lady Jane's
1, 2.
Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week.
Cool.
Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
with the Woodward Sports Crew all throughout football season on Saturdays and Sundays. To join our college football and Detroit Lions live watch parties.
Inside the 5, caught, end zone, touchdown, Detroit Lions!
With money on the line, featuring different special guests and surprises. Start times will vary depending on the game. Only on our Woodward Sports YouTube channel.
We're back. It's the Detroit Lions pregame show here on the Woodward Sports Network. KG, just drop it. I told him, fire beat incoming. Here he comes.
Chasing one of these, baby.
I
want you.
KG got us. Yeah, you got the miniature Super Bowl trophy there.
So bad.
We're fired up. Lions taking on the Rams today at Ford Field. Playoff game. Playoff environment. I can get used to covering this. I can. It's a lot of fun. KG, as I said in the audio booth, Pete in the TD booth. Hey, that mic is working.
Hey, check. 1, 2.
You go.
Check
All
1,
right.
2.
What a crew we have here for the
And then,
playoff
of course, Jeff Ifredi and Booner from Woodward Knights. We're here with you guys. We're fired up. The energy's up. We got blue hair, Smurf hair. We're locked in, and I can't wait. Let's get into it. Time to make people money, Booner. What do you got for the people?
Hey, I've been waiting all season long. I've been waiting for years, actually. I've been doing bets for years on Lions games, handing bets out, doing this. I have been waiting my whole life to give bets out for a Lions playoff game. I've been waiting forever for this.
It's a big moment.
This is one of the biggest moments of my life. This is like a milestone moment for me.
Yeah.
I've got the blue mullet. Oh my gosh, Booner.
Let's make the people some
Oh,
money.
I've got the blue mullet.
You can't lose with a blue mullet.
I have 10. It's crazy as it sounds. A couple weeks ago, I had 7 plays, and everyone, oh, Booner, that's a lot. Went 7-0. The next week, guess what? I had 8 plays. Oh, Booner, that's a lot. Went 8-0. Guess what I have this week? What? I have 10 plays and a parlay for you guys. I'm going to hit every single one. Every single play will be hit tonight, and we're all going to make some money. We're going to win the playoff game, and we're going to go play whoever it is at Ford Field tomorrow because the Dallas Cowboys are about to lose.
Yep.
Let me give this to you guys here. Legacy play of the game. Are you guys ready for this?
I'm ready.
12-3 so far on the year. I'm going to the man himself with blue hair, the man that posted me on his Instagram. One of my new friends here that I made a good friend this year during the football season. That's why I love this season and this team so much. Me and Amon-Ra St. Brown, friends now. Give me Amon-Ra St. Brown over. I believe it's 89.5 yards over. 7.5 catches, and give me him, Amon-Ra St. Brown touchdown plus 100. That man's gonna have a game today. He is out there. He has something to prove. He got snubbed on the Pro Bowl. He is an all-pro player now, but he knows what he has to do in the playoffs. He's going to go get the job done. That is the legacy player today. I wanted to go Jahmyr Gibbs. You kind of talked to me a little bit, and I go, I've been thinking all week, St. Brown. Today, mine changed to Jahmyr. Guess what? Went back, give me Amon-Ra St. Brown. Next one. These are all my single bets now. I have some single bets for you guys. Even those are singles. Don't parlay those if you want to, maybe, but those are all singles. Single bets today. I'm still rolling with Jahmyr Gibbs. I'm still rolling with him. I believe it's, and I didn't write the number down. I'm dumb for that. I believe it's all-purpose yards. I believe it's 79.5 or 78.5. Mm-hmm. Whatever the line is right now, go hit it. He's going to get over 80. I think Jahmyr Gibbs, you may even see get 100 yards today. All-purpose. I think he as well has a big game. With that, his rushing yards about 50.5, 51.5. I'm taking that. Another player here, fellas. This is another one. This is a yards and a touchdown score.
Am I going to like this one?
I think you all will love this one. Teased him earlier in the show. Jameson Williams. Waymo gets himself in the end zone today. It is plus 230. You will see a Jameson Williams touchdown. On top of that, over 37.5 yards. I also, you guys don't have to do this if you don't want to, but I sprinkled on, it's like plus 360 for him to get 70 plus yards. I am taking that as well. I think Jameson Williams has a big day. KG?
Hey, so real quick, on my parlay, I took J-Mo 2.5 receptions at minus 146. You think that's a good play?
I like that. I think he gets multiple catches today.
I actually love the receptions more than the yards on some. It's just because I know he'll get 3 catches.
I think they're going to use him to, like, before he got injured, before that ankle injury, he was getting 3 or 4, he was getting 5 or 6 targets a game. Yeah. So he's going to get the targets today. I love that, KG. Another one. I'm going to go defense here. I've got a couple defensive ones I want you guys to have. So real quick recap on the offensive side. Amon-Ra St. Brown, all of his totals over for the legacy play. Jahmyr Gibbs, both of his all-purpose and rushing over. Jameson Williams yards over and a touchdown plus 230. Defense, fellas. We're going to make some money on defense today.
Let's do it.
Aiden Hutchinson sack, minus 110. Hutch gets to Matthew Stafford today. The way he's been playing the last 3 weeks, Aiden Hutchinson has himself today. If I could bet on him to get 2, I would do that. If I could bet on him to get 3, I would do that as well. Also, there's going to be an interception in the game today.
Absolutely.
The Woodward Knights fan, the man who's watched our show, who's retweeted Woodward Nights, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, C.D. Deuce, plus 600 to get an interception on Matthew Stafford. It might be towards the end of the game to clinch the game. I don't know, and I don't care. C.J. Gardner-Johnson is going to get the ball. He is a turnover machine. He led the NFL last year in it. He's been out all year. He had one last week. That man is a ball hawk. Plus 600 for him to do that.
I feel it.
And then I already said it earlier, KG, plus 5 sacks, plus 600. That's the last of the straight plays. Do you want me to do my parlay now? Do you want me to hit the Booners lay of the day? Do you guys want that?
Let's
Have
hear it.
I talked too much?
No. Well, you know what? Can I give you somebody that I think will get a pick today? Not that I'm going to
I
counter.
know who you're going to say.
Who is it?
Kirby.
Brian Branch.
Oh, wow.
I think Brian gets
I like
a pick
that.
today.
I like he has 3 on the year, or 4, maybe even 4.
I think Brian. Look out for him.
I like that
C.J.
one.
Gardner. I think maybe they both get one.
They might both
2
get
interceptions.
One. I like
the
the 2. I think C.J. though, he's a ball hawk, man. When he's out there, he's going to find the ball. Whether he has a chance and drops it or not, he's going to catch the ball, I think. Booners lay of the day, though, plus 440. It's hit 2 out of the last 3 weeks. Excuse me, the Kool-Aid's getting to me. It's hit 2 of the last 4 weeks, plus 440 this week. First 2 legs, easy. Jared Goff, 250 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's going to hit. 250 yards, 2 touchdowns. Second one, Jamison Williams, 25-plus yards. Third one, fourth one, Amon-Ra St. Brown, 70-plus yards. And the last one, Jahmyr Gibbs, 40-plus rushing yards. That is
love it.
A lock. That will hit today. This is going to be an offensive game. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to get rushing yards. Amon-Ra St. Brown will get that 70. Jamo will get the 25. And Jared Goff's going to throw for 250 and 2 touchdowns today. That's plus 440. That's a lock. Listen, you guys can only take my bets, responsibly do it. But I'm telling you what, that's going 10-0, and then the parlay is going to hit.
Because we talk, I feel
I'm
like
going to make you guys some money today.
I feel like the conversation locally here has been why this Lions secondary will get exposed at corner specifically because of the weapons. People aren't really talking enough about this Rams secondary. The Lions, their pass defense, they're 27th in the NFL. The Rams are 20th. So
ain't that much better.
Yeah, it's not like I think the Rams allow 231 yards per game passing. The Lions allow 247. So when you bring up Matthew Stafford and these weapons, which is fair, you also got to bring up how is this Rams secondary going to handle the Lions offense and their weapons. Yep. And Jared Goff, I can see him 250.
250s, I think he gets that.
I can see that.
I think 250 and 2 touchdown passes. I love it.
And
those 2 touchdowns, Jamo, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
We do agree this could be a higher scoring game too.
I do. I don't think before the game I might take the over just so I can have the over. I don't want to pick a side or anything. I'm not a fan of picking a side because then I'm cheering for a spread and it's a game that I'm in on. But an over, I think it's going to be a high scoring game. I think you might see like a 30-something 20 game.
I love it.
Yeah.
So that's all you got. That's what you got for us?
That's it. It's about 10 plays there.
Okay.
I love it.
There you go. If you want to win some money, there you go. Booner can give you the bets. You got to take them.
Got to take them.
Hey, they're out there.
For you.
They're free.
Gamble responsibly.
Gamble responsibly.
Responsibly always.
Yeah, if you can't afford to lose, don't bet. That should be the rule. If you can't afford to lose it, don't bet.
A lot of people betting their mortgages today, though.
Don't do that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. A lot of people taking some money out on their, some money out on their own house to go to Lions game. So
which is crazy.
Which is fair. Hey, I understand it. I don't hate it.
To be honest, if we didn't do the stream, I love doing the stream. I love watching the game here. If we weren't doing that, I would have spent money to go. That's just. But I would rather. I've done it for 16 straight weeks now, 17 straight weeks. So I'm here. I'm in my one spot, same spot as always, right next to Spencer Raxter.
Yeah, we got to be consistent.
I'm not. Me and Spencer, we sit next to each other. Don't change anything up.
And Mr. Raxter tonight.
Is he coming?
His dad's apparently coming.
Mr. Raxter's
Danny
coming.
Raxter.
I wear the same clothes every win after every win. I have the same thing on.
People chiming in with some of their plays as well. I
do watch the clothes.
I saw a couple. I saw some people talking about Josh Reynolds too, thinking this could be a big game for him because it seems like he just shows up when you don't expect him to.
That's true.
And I do like that as well. Lunchbox says J-Mo finna go off for 200 yards loading.
Let's hope. We can only hope.
Yeah, I was gonna say 200 yards. I'm with it. And then people also talking about the Dallas game, which is still on. Third quarter, 9 minutes left, roughly about 9 minutes left. Packers lead 27-7.
What a travesty.
So
can I throw this out here real quick?
This
comment here, the keys to wisdom.
What's up?
Said the NFC North had 35 wins this year, tied for second among divisions. The AFC North was at 42. So as much as going into the year where we were like, the NFC North is kind of down, all that.
Yeah, quote
you have
Lions.
the Packers potentially going to the second round, and you have 35 total wins.
Yeah, quote Lions feasting on their bad division.
Yeah,
as far from that.
The Bears, as much as I do go at them a lot, like they were decent this year. The Vikings won some big games, and the Packers, we see what they're doing right now. So,
Big M says Jack Campbell and Hutch going to eat. Purple Prince says first TD score ? That's a good
I
one.
haven't done one in a little while because I think I'm like 5-1 on those this season. Remember, I was like doing the randomly.
You got to think if the Lions win the coin toss, thinking it's for Dan, his perspective, he's going to take the football probably.
If I do first touchdown,
That's tough.
I think it's going to be Amon-Ra St. Brown if it's the Lions.
I think it'll be a running back.
I think David Montgomery.
If I'm going to pick one,
I picked Amon-Ra
would lean
St. Brown
David.
twice this year, and it's hit twice.
I would lean David, but I don't
Just
hate
throwing
it.
that out there.
Yeah.
I've picked him twice. I think it was Kansas City in one other game. It's hit twice. I'm not going to officially do it yet, though. I might wait until.
Yeah, first TDs are a little tricky.
Yeah, you have to have a feel for the game a little bit.
To.
You have to, going in, you have to have a little bit of a feel.
Simo, shout out to Simo, by the way. Welcome back. He says, the running back duo is key for me, Demont and Gibbs, ball control. That's everything. Keeping this Rams offense off the field. The turnover battle, winning that's important. So you're right on track. Let's go to break. When we come back, let's talk more about the Goff-Stafford kind of conversation. Because I think both, you talk about Stafford returning to Ford Field. Goff's facing the team that gave up on him.
Yep.
So you talk about motivation. Goff has all the motivation. And then you have Sam Brown come out saying they want to win this game for him. Let's talk about that when we come back. You're tuning into the Detroit Lions pregame show here on the Woodward Sports Network. We'll see you guys right after the break. And by the way, shout out to our friends over at Bullseye Event Group in Long Drink.
Lions, baby.
Lions!
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. How would you like to win not one, but two vehicles of your choice? One for you and one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Get to Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut and automatically enter for your chance to win. Courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Planet Fitness, you can get energy without the judgment.
Hi, can you help me with this?
You don't know how to use it?
This is better.
Join now through January 12th for just 24 cents down, $10 a month. Never intimidating, always free fitness training and equipment for every workout. Join today during the Big Fitness Energy Sale for 24 cents down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, January 12th.
Over 50 Metro Detroit locations.
Welcome back. Detroit Lions pregame show here on the Woodward Sports Network. Jeff Ifredi, Booner, KG, and Pete hanging with you for the game today. Playoff game. Lions and Rams. Spent a lot of time talking about the matchups, but now let's get into more of the storylines. And I mentioned it before we went to break. Kind of tease it a little bit. It seems like the storyline heavily has been Stafford facing his old team. What about Goff?
Yeah.
Where's Goff in all this? Because I think Goff has a lot of things that he's playing for too, as in a future contract. Because I mentioned, I think postseason success should be everything and how you measure Jared Goff. But he's done it. Facing the Rams, a team that gave up on him. Facing Sean McVay, who people would say, well, he knows Jared Goff very, very well. But Jared Goff has grown. He's matured. It seems like in Detroit now, he's a quarterback that has gotten away from being a guy that consistently turns the ball over. Remember, he led the league in turnovers until he got to the Lions, and now it's Josh Allen that takes that nod. So for Jared Goff, it's just cementing the title.
Yep.
Being a franchise quarterback. And this is what you do. You're at home. He said he wants to win the game for the city. And I think I like this matchup a lot for the Lions offense. And I think Jared Goff today, I know I mentioned it, he can't turn the football over, but I think he's going to be playing not only with confidence, but he's going to be laser focused.
Oh, yeah.
Same with Stafford, but trust me, Goff's going to be locked in this game. And I wouldn't be surprised if at the end of the game, he's got better stats than Stafford.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie to you.
I'm 100% with you on that. You saw the Amon-Ra St. Brown interview where they asked him about that, like, hey, what does it mean for you to do this for Jared Goff? And he said Jared's not going to say anything about it. He's not going to give you any emotion on it. He doesn't really care about it. But Amon-Ra St. Brown said, but as teammates and as one of his guys, like, we know the meaning of this game for him. We know what this is all about for him. I saw this morning on one of the national networks, Jared Goff did a little bit of an interview, and he basically was saying he doesn't, or no, it might have been a press conference, and they asked him, like, what does this mean for you? And he's like, listen, this doesn't mean anything for me. And this was shocking too. He said, this doesn't mean anything for me. This is all about the fans. This is all about the people. He was like, bringing, like, to be able to play in a game like this, that to win a playoff game for the first time in over 30 years, he was like, it doesn't matter about, and that's why when you opened the show and I said, I don't even think it's the storyline of Jared Goff or Rams, Matt Stafford coming back, because I saw Jared Goff this morning on TV stand up in front of everyone and say, this is about bringing a playoff win to Detroit.
Absolutely.
That's what this is about. And he understands that mostly. Like, he gets that he hates probably the Rams. The Sean McVay thing ended, and it was not a great end to that. They all will probably admit that. But he understands the bigger picture of it, and he said it this morning on TV. He just said, listen, I know what the pressure is on this. I'm not going to feel the pressure. I'm going to make sure I go out there and do my part. Word for word. He said, I'm going to go do my part. And like you said, Jeff, he's going to be laser focused. The crowd's going to be behind him. He's going to see something he hasn't seen in Detroit in a while because so many people have gone at him. I think tonight at Ford Field, he's going to see what the backing of Detroit Lions fans can be with their quarterback. Like with Stafford, what we were for so long, even though the Lions didn't win with him, we all had his back no matter what. Even in losses, we knew what Stafford was. He was going to go out there and compete. I think today, everyone kind of going against Stafford this whole week, I think Jared Goff's going to run out of the tunnel today, and he's going to see that the whole city of Detroit's behind him. Right. And it's going to be the first time that he's ever seen that because so many people have gone at him. So many people have talked down on him and kind of went at his name and his duck passes and all that. I think today it's like, hey, the city of Detroit, we're behind you, man. Like, and he's going to see it when they call his name and he runs out in the tunnel. That crowd is going to erupt. It might be bigger than you've ever seen Matthew Stafford's name. It is going to erupt because they want to show, hey, we've got your back. Go out there and win us a football game. So I'm excited. That's where I think it kind of leans into, and I think he's ready for it.
And when I say Goff could potentially have a better game than Stafford, what I'm saying with that isn't about yards, because Stafford could be down in the passing yards. You know, he just runs it up. What I'm saying is he's going to be efficient. He's going to not turn the football over. Those things. And update: Packers just scored again. Aaron Jones rushing TD.
Cowboys suck. Sorry, I had to get that.
No, KG. I agree with you. But you know what's funny? Right before they scored that rushing TD, Jordan Love completed that 30-yard pass with Micah Parsons all over him to Romeo Doubs. Jordan Love's balling this game.
Yeah.
Remember who completed a pass with Micah Parsons hitting him a couple weeks ago?
Jared Goff.
To Jamo Williams.
That was a dot too.
Yep.
But this Cowboys team's getting spanked. They're getting spanked.
This is crazy. 33-10. This
33-10 could be 34-10. We'll see if they make the extra point. But there's the update.
Don't come to the Cowboys in the playoffs. Never.
There you go.
30-10.
And they make the extra point.
Mike
34-10 Packers
tomorrow.
Yeah, McCarthy.
Bill Belichick.
I think I said that earlier this year. I think McCarthy's on the hot seat, and if you want to believe it or not, he should be. But yeah, there you go. Cowboys down 34-10 in the wild card round. To no one's surprise. There you go. All right, I want to flip. I want to keep the conversation on Goff and go to KG and Pete on this. At least for Jared Goff, the Lions, they're lucky to have a guy that's played in a lot of these type of games. He's played on the road. He's played at home. He's played NFC Championship games. He's played in a Super Bowl. It's just the amount of experience he has. Say what you want about Goff. If you don't believe he's the future, we'll save that for another day. They're lucky to have a guy with his type of experience in this type of environment, KG.
Absolutely. And like you said, hate him or love him, he's got us to this spot, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you want to put him as number one, but he's definitely in the top 3 reasons why we're here today. Ever since he came to Detroit, he took it on the chin. He didn't come here pouting. He didn't come here like, oh, woe is me. He came here, he improved. And a big reason why he didn't work with the Rams and McVay is because I feel like McVay was trying to get Goff to fit into his system. Ben Johnson embraced Goff and was like, here, I'm going to tender the offense to your needs and what the things you do well. And he's paid Ben Johnson back with just absolutely great play over these last couple seasons, man. And he's earned my respect tenfold, man. And live or die with whatever happens tonight. As long as he doesn't go out there and lay an egg, I'm happy with the result either way. He's been just the absolute. I know a lot of people call him a stopgap quarterback. I don't necessarily think so, but the only time will tell. But for what we have right now, Jared Goff is the perfect guy.
Yeah, he is. And the whole take away the stopgap, the bridge quarterback conversation. You've had a Pro Bowl quarterback the last 2 seasons. And it's a top 5 offense the last 2 seasons, and you have a guy in Ben Johnson who's a great coordinator, but who runs that offense with him is Jared Goff. And for Pete, I want your opinion on just the Jared Goff storyline today. I think Matthew's won a Super Bowl, he's played at a high level, but this is Jared Goff's time to prove, hey, you traded me away, here's what I've turned into since I left.
Well, if you want to say he's going to shove it in Sean McVay's face, then that's fine. I think that he's already done that all season long. I think that one thing that we're going to have to be careful about is what the NFL really stands for, and that's not for long. So as much as Jared Goff has done really, really good this season, he is 29 years old, soon to be 30. You're going to have to worry about, is this game going to, basically if the Lions win the Super Bowl, win playoff games with Jared Goff, he's going to demand more cashola. Where's the time where you say, okay, Jared Goff has reached the age where we have to move on from him? So you got to be careful about what you wish for in this situation. I think Goff's ready to play, to take on McVay, but the thing is I don't see him being here longer than 2 or 3 more years at the very, very max. At least he shouldn't be. He's not going to be the Joe Flacco sort of comeback thing for the Cleveland Browns. But Jared Goff today is going to have to prove that he's a solid, in his prime quarterback to beat the LA Rams, who are going to be air raiding the ball as much and as often as, and they're going to use Kyron Williams like they used to use Marshall Faulk back in the St. Louis Rams days. So I think that Jared Goff right now is the best quarterback in the NFC as the way he's playing. But again, NFL stands for not for long. Let's make sure that he stays healthy. And when he's under his last year of his contract next season, if I'm correct, boys, I think he gets 31 some odd million.
Yep.
Yeah. Now you got to start worrying about franchise tag, and he's going to want, the more wins he gets in the playoffs, the more he's going to want. You be careful there.
Yeah, the quarterback position gets all the credit if they win and all the blame if they lose.
Yes.
That's how this works. Yep. And Jared Goff knows that. He's not blind to that. He's been in the NFL
league,
for quite some time.
He's been to the Super Bowl.
He's had highs in his career. He's had lows. And for this game, you have 2 different storylines that could come out tomorrow. The Lions win, he plays well. Jared Goff's the franchise quarterback. Sign him to an extension. He plays bad, they lose, move on. He's not the answer. It's very simple. Those are the 2 options for Jared Goff. And I think he'll play well today. I do. So go out there, show them Jared Goff. Show Sean McVay, hey, Matthew Stafford, it's cool. Won a Super Bowl, it's awesome. But now I'm here in Detroit. And if we had to build this thing from the ground up, like we didn't have a Super Bowl team year 1 I got to Detroit. I had to suffer him and the Lions and Dan Campbell with the roster they had, and look where they are now. Go shove it up Sean McVay's ass, Jared Goff. Pause. But you get what I mean.
I mean, all those guys. Like
not literally, but you get what I'm saying.
Brad Holmes came from over there. Like Brad Holmes, he came from LA too, and he helped build a Super Bowl roster with them.
Yes.
And now he's doing it again here in Detroit. Like Brad Holmes.
You see where Jared Goff started in LA too?
Yeah.
Like where they came, Jeff Fisher.
It was bad.
Dude, like, it was bad. That's why I brought up when you talk about Sean McVay. I'm like, dude, and not just Sean, but Jared. Like, he walked into, and then he got Sean McVay, and
I think Jared, and if I'm being completely honest, what you saw in LA was like a situation to where, hey, let's pay and let's buy players, really, right? Like, that felt like more of a short-term, like, Super Bowl, like when they've got Matthew Stafford.
Right.
They just brought in guys, and they said, let's pay guys a lot of money. Let's get our Super Bowl now in this little window. Detroit Lions, I think Jared Goff, if we're being completely honest, is in 100 times better position as he was in LA, because the Lions are building something, like you said, Jeff, from the ground up. They're drafting guys. They're getting small contracts. They're bringing guys in. They're able to go get free agent guys and 1-year deal guys. And they're building a legit roster around Jared Goff that could last for 3, 4, 5, 6 years, like the 49ers, like the Chiefs. And they're doing that. Brad Holmes is doing a great job. So it's a better position than he's been in. What's up, Pete?
Oh, I just wanted to say I'm going to let you guys borrow something from the Ermanni and Edwards show, Jeff.
Oh, God. That's perfect. There you go. Thanks, Pete. I
appreciate you letting us borrow that.
We need our own version of that, man. I don't know what's going on.
I think you might need that the most on the whole network.
What do you mean by that?
You say like the most.
Broder has a lot of pause moments.
Yeah, but Jeff, the amount of clips and stuff that we have, the sound bites that we have of you.
What do you mean by that?
Like you just are talking and you say something that just sounds
very pausable.
Very. You might be the most. Like we might get the most sound clips out of you.
Okay.
That's a fact, right? That's a fact. I think everyone in the chat, whoever watches the shows consistently.
I'll let the people decide that.
Yeah, the people will agree with me. If you watch all of the shows, you would know that you say the most sus things.
Interesting.
And you don't even know it too sometimes. Right. You'll talk for like a minute and not even realize it. You'll have to look at the chat to see if you say something bad. You did it on our show the other night.
Can we talk Lions, Rams?
Sorry,
I got blue hair now. You want to come after me?
Smurf.
I've
got blue hair too. Dang it!
I can't defend myself when I got blue hair.
I do have a surprise for the people for the watch party.
Okay.
No one else is gonna know. I've got something else in my pocket here.
Let's go to break. Let's go to break. All right.
Easy there, killer.
Let's go to break here. Let's get the hell out of here so I can take a breather. And when we come back, we'll bring it up.
Guys.
Who's an X factor?
Lions, baby.
Offensively and defensively. Drop your X factors in the chat. Who needs to play well for the Lions to win? Not just the basic ones, but somebody that if they show up, it changes everything. We'll talk about that. We'll give our score predictions out. We'll close the show. You're tuning into the Detroit Lions pregame show here on the Woodward Sports Network, brought to you by our friends over at Bullseye Event Group and Long Drink.
Come hang with the Woodward Sports Crew all throughout football season on Saturdays and Sundays to join our college football and Detroit Lions live watch parties.
Inside the 5, caught, end zone, touchdown, Detroit Lions!
With money on the line, featuring different special guests and surprises. Start times will vary depending on the game. Only on our Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime.
Welcome back, Detroit Lions pregame show here on the Woodward Sports Network. Jeff Ifredi, Booner, KG, and Pete. You see the blue hair. We're locked in. We're ready. The vibes are high.
Hey, I'm ready to roll, baby.
Let's go.
Lions, baby.
Lions, baby. Thank you to everybody for tuning in. We appreciate your presence here. Kind of just the anticipation for this game.
I'm nervous.
I am fired up. I'm fired up. You could feel it. The aura is different in Detroit. Fans want it. The players want it. I mean, this is everything. Winning a playoff game, the start of something. There was two things I came into the season with. I know a lot of fans are with me on this. Division win, playoff win.
Yep.
Check. One for the division win. Check the other box. That's what a playoff game.
What's that saying with new information? Things can. What is that?
You can change. Your
Sam
opinion.
Flannel's. It's his state. He said it first.
What
Just
is
want to
it?
make that clear. I know people think
can we
Neil
get the
said
exact
it.
one,
Sam
though?
Flannel said, with new information, you're allowed to change your opinion.
Okay, new information. The Detroit Lions, they won the division. They did what they needed to take it. Now it's time to go win a Super Bowl.
Oh, okay. So the Kool-Aid.
These boys are ready.
These guys. Oh my gosh. Let's go, Dan. Let's go, Dan.
Look at the boys.
Oh my gosh. I can't wait to drink a beer with Dan Campbell.
Look at Enzo.
Oh, Enzo.
The guy looks like Fabio. Come
in.
on.
Locked in. I can't see the TV. I'm in Rob. One of my friends.
Yeah, you got Thor in the turtleneck.
Yeah,
That was Montgomery.
Brian
Branch. Look at that. The boys. Kabinda.
Yeah.
All right.
Locked in,
Yeah.
man.
No, for real though, Anzalone did look like Fabio. He kind of
He
did.
really
Turtleneck and chain
Yeah.
swag. Yeah, here player.
That is awesome.
He really did.
I see Mechie Music real quick. Said Laporta update. I just saw a video on Twitter. Broder posted that he was out on the field getting reps in, trying to get a feel. I'm guessing he's trying to see where that knee's at, what he's feeling like. Did you actually have that video?
Oh, no. I thought you meant the Stafford one. Sorry, dude.
I want to see the Stafford.
There's a Stafford video. I did see it. Jenna
Let's see
Troutman,
this.
shout out. Stafford is in
Look at this
Detroit,
guy.
fellas.
Okay.
He's taking it all in.
This is
He's looking at all the places he's about to get sacked tonight.
he is the enemy.
He's going to throw an interception right there.
He is the enemy today. It's okay to appreciate his time in Detroit, but that's no longer. That is the past.
Another playoff loss in Detroit for Stafford.
He's standing in the way from accomplishing something you have not accomplished in 30 years. He is the enemy. Stafford, get your corny ass off the field. Stop walking around taking it all in.
He's about to get sacked
he
5
owns the
times
place.
tonight.
You had your Super Bowl. Your time's over. It's the Lions. It's a new era on Lions football, and he's standing in the way. Matthew Stafford standing in the way. You either get out of the way or we're running you over.
And
This
Kelly
train ain't
Stafford, we
stopping.
love you, but
Yeah, Kelly, and listen, I know some things she says, it's a little frustrating. I think she kind of forgets to understand that this is a sport.
Well, you want to win.
And fans, what does it stand for? What does fans
Fanatics.
stand? There you go. Fanatics.
This is the thing.
These people, no one gives a damn. We're not gonna kumbaya. We're not gonna, raise a toast. Oh my God, we appreciate you, Stafford. Kelly. No.
Not today.
This is the thing, Jeff, too, and what she has to understand. And I said this at the beginning of the week. For the next 7 days, Matthew Stafford is enemy number one.
Mm-hmm.
He is enemy number one. After the 7 days is up and we beat him and he throws 2 interceptions and he has 5 sacks and he loses the game by 14 points, then we can move on and we can say, hey, appreciate your time in Detroit. Next year, the Rams are coming to town in the regular season. We'll do a tribute video for you then. And we could, if there's people out there that want to do the whole retirement of the, whatever it is, he played 12 years, get it, for sure. I heard the Kelsey brothers on their podcast. They said the same thing. They literally said, listen, they're like, they were like, probably, Jason was like, hey, probably shouldn't boo him, but you should be going at his head.
Oh, yeah.
The fan base is going to be going at him.
What are you talking about? He shouldn't be booing him.
Well, Jason Kelsey said, listen, he's in the way of you moving on, just like you said, Jeff. Those guys understand. NFL players understand. Yes, he's been here for 12 years. He was here for 12. We get all that. We'll talk about that on Tuesday. But today, enemy number one in Detroit.
Yeah.
You are done in Detroit. We are going to dominate you.
After you whoop his ass,
then we're good.
We're good. We're back to,
fine.
hey, Stafford.
Exactly.
Cool.
Appreciate the 12 years, Stafford.
Appreciate it. After we whoop that ass.
But today,
what's going to happen? I want to ask you, X Factor
Going at his
offensively and defensively. I already gave out mine. X Factor on offense to me is Jameson Williams. I think he could be the difference with his big playability, but not just that. He can make plays. We understand what he does, yards after catch. I think Jameson, depending on how much he gets involved this game, I think could be a big impact. That's why he's an X Factor to me. X Factor meaning he could be a big difference between this game, a big swing in the game on offense. So give me J-Mo on offense. I'm going to roll with him.
I'm going to go on offense. I was going J-Mo all week. I'm going to go opposite of you just so we can get another name in here. I'm going to go Jared Goff. I'm going to go take care of the ball, no turnovers, play a clean game, win the football game. Like, I know J-Mo, and with that comes J-Mo. You know what I mean? Like, if your quarterback plays a clean game in the playoffs and doesn't turn over, all of that, you win this football game easily. That's what it comes down to. If whose quarterback plays the cleanest game.
That's it.
You know, and I think that's the biggest key to this game is the turnovers. And I think on the offensive side, take care of the ball. You're seeing it here with Dallas, right? How many turnovers does Dak Prescott have that turn into points?
I got the inactives, by the way. Keep going.
I think he has 3 interceptions or 2 interceptions. 2 of them almost pick six, or one a pick six, another one almost. Like, in the playoffs, that's what it comes down to. What quarterback plays the best football?
What about you, KG? X Factor.
X Factor, I would have to agree on offense is definitely J-Mo. My honorable mention would be Jahmyr Gibbs. Defensively, though, and it's not necessarily for performance reasons, it's C.J. Gardner-Johnson. He's going to be the vocal leader that this defense needs in a game of this magnitude. They're very young. They haven't had much experience, but you got a guy that's been to a Super Bowl last year, one of the top safeties in the league. He's getting back now. You saw they're starting to pick the ball off. They're starting to get a little attitude, a little swagger about him on the defensive end. He's going to need to calm these guys down, especially if they give up a lot of yards to Puka and Cooper Kupp. He's going to need to keep these guys balanced. Hey, we've been here before. You know what you need to do. Stick to your assignments. We'll be fine. His leadership is going to be big in this game.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Pete, give me an X Factor offensively.
Well, first of all, let me throw that up. It just popped up.
This is kind of good news. I don't think there's anything surprising on this.
Oh, okay. Well, list. I just wanted the Lions just put it out.
There you go.
Sam Laporte is a go. That's just what I take on that.
Right on. We knew he'd be.
He's good. No one else. I don't think there's anyone else on that list.
Nothing really surprising.
Tracy Walker out. Yeah. He wasn't going to probably play
if he's balling.
Yeah. Right, that was the only thing that stood out.
Hold on. Now, question: do you think they'll use Laporta as more of a decoy, or do you think he's getting touches tonight?
No, he'll get. If you're out there, he's getting touches.
I think he'll get touches. I still think it's going to be a lot of a decoy, though. He's not going to be able to go 100%. That's just a fact. But they don't know that. Like they're still going to guard him because as soon as you don't guard him and you let him and you give him a little bit of space, even on a hurt knee, he's the second best tight end in the NFL. Yeah, he's an All-Pro. Yeah. Like he's going to make plays. I think he will.
I think to KG's point, like his presence changes how defense's game plan. So it helps.
Blocking wise, he's been good blocking as well.
It helps. But yeah, if he's out there, he's getting touches. Like he might not have as big of a game as he's had when he's 100% healthy, but he'll be out there.
Couple catches.
He
open up a few other guys.
Maybe even a TD. Hell, I wouldn't be shocked. He looked. See him in practice.
You guys want to bet that?
He looked good.
Do you guys want to bet it?
I wouldn't be mad at that.
He was behind, what's his name, Brock Wright.
He's a plus 180.
He was behind Brock Wright, which is crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And the Rams are, fun fact, bad at defending tight ends.
Add it to the card.
They're
Laporta
bad.
tight end.
They're
Or
bad
touchdown.
defending
Can I
tight
get to
ends.
my pick
Yes.
here?
Let's go.
Because I was going to agree with Mr. Iafredi. I think Jammo is the key because I think Laporta is going to be out there. Obviously, I don't think he's going to be as effective. I think that knee injury is a little bit more serious than they tell us. It happens all the time when the season ends. All of a sudden, the real injuries come out. I mean, he could be playing on half a knee for all I've seen, but I think that Jammo. He's the one you're going to have to. He's going to get a lot of play. Amon-Ra is going to be doubled. They're going to double team the living heck out of him. They're going to watch the tight end position. So the only one left one-on-one is Jammo. Obviously, Josh Reynolds, another guy to worry about. But I agree with Iafredi. I think that it's Jammo's night. Jammo gets in the end zone at least once, and he's going to go over 80 yards.
And I think for defense,
Let's go, Pete.
Yeah, and I love it, Pete.
I love it.
For me, defensively, there's only one answer. It's Aleem McNeil.
Wow.
Okay.
I think he's the X factor.
Wow.
Because, guys, like I mentioned, Kyren Williams, everything this Rams team does is through Kyren. And if Aleem can get back to being a dominant Aleem and just making plays in the run game, getting after, you guys know what pressure from the interior does to quarterbacks.
Yep.
Especially when you're not mobile. Forces you out of the pocket, and of course, an Aiden can clean up the play. I think Aleem McNeil is the X factor today. Yeah. Now we'll see how healthy. I think if he's out there, he's healthy, and he's got a knee brace.
Played last week. And
played
he
last
looked
week.
good.
I think if Aleem has a big game, man, that could be the difference today.
That's a good one.
Defensively,
So give me Aleem.
I'm going to go the obvious one. I know you said Aleem might be the obvious one. The obvious one, the defensive end out of Michigan. Your second overall pick,
sir.
Aiden Hutchinson. And the reason I say this, and it might sound obvious, but fellas, listen, like, this is why you drafted him.
Number 2.
Nick Bosa's, T.J. Watts, Myles Garrett's, Micah Parsons. When do you want them to show up? You don't really care. Like, I don't care if Aiden Hutchinson had 11.5 sacks all year. What I care is when the playoffs come around in the biggest of the biggest games, when it matters. I want Aiden Hutchinson to show up, and I want him to go out there and get a sack or two. Right. I want him to go out there and get a forced fumble. I want him to put all of those quarterback hits and pressures we talked about all season. As much as people at the end of the day wanted to clown those and say, "Oh, those don't matter." No, in the playoffs, guess what? When you have a guy like Aleem McNeil in the middle, getting pressure on those quarterback hits and those pressures and those rushing the pass, like that adds up in the playoffs.
Yep.
That's going to get to Stafford on tonight. Like, that is what all of that leading up to you leading the NFL in pressures and all of that. That happens tonight. And it's going to show how big of a meaningful kind of stat that is. I think Aiden Hutchinson tonight, guys, the last 2 games, 5 sacks.
Yeah.
How many quarterback hits? I think he had like six last week or something. Yeah. And the week before he had around 6 as well.
Tackle for losses.
He's
just been wrecking games.
This is when a guy, your number 2 overall pick, this is when he needs to step up, and this is when he needs to make plays. Is in a playoff game at home, crowd behind you. Go out there, show why you were the number 2 overall pick, and show why you're one of the best defensive ends in the NFL. There's guys sitting at home right now like Max Crosby. Myles Garrett is sitting at home now. Go out there and pass those guys up. Go show them why you're one of the best with them. And he do it today on the big stage, Sunday Night Football versus the Rams at home in the playoffs. Aiden Hutchinson, go out there and get 2 sacks.
And you guys have named good ones. I mean, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Aiden Hutchinson, and Lee McNeil. Another one people are mentioning, and you guys are right, Brian Branch in the slot against Cooper Kupp. Like that's a big matchup.
Huge for a rookie.
And I already talked about him I think he'll get a pick today. He could be another game changer with how they are defensively.
Big games, he's made plays as well. Yeah. Like Kansas City on the road, pick 6. First game of his career.
Alabama guys.
He's not about like you see some rookies sometimes like this might be too big. No, nothing's too big of a stage for a Brian Branch.
Let's get to the score predictions. We'll get to that because I want to get a feel for where everyone's at now. All right, and drop yours in the chat. I'm going to read as many as I can from the people. Your score predictions. How do you see the game playing out? I'll start with you, Booner. I know you gave yours out already, just like I did, but we're going to give it out again. Lions winning, but by how much?
Yeah, I've got the Lions. I think. High-scoring game. I think the Lions, just like I said, their team total is 20.5. I think it goes way over. I think the Lions win 31-24 today. Okay. Touchdown game and the Rams thing. I think you're going to see Jared Goff victory formation at the end. You're going to see 2 interceptions from Matthew Stafford. The 5 sacks is going to happen. I think this defense, as much as we've gone at them all season long, it's going to be bend don't break. There's going to be big plays from the Rams. They're going to give up yards. But guess what? When it comes to the red zone, that's when things really start to close. You're going to see a couple interceptions. You're going to see some field goals from the Rams. I think the Detroit Lions win this game 31-24. First playoff win at home First playoff win since, I think, 1991. The Detroit Lions get it done. And I cannot wait, fellas, to go outside on Woodward after this game and drink some Kool-Aid. I cannot wait for it. With the blue hair, I've got another surprise coming for you guys. And you know what? Maybe I'm gonna do a little Booner Stone Cold tonight. I'm feeling it.
Okay.
31-24. Give me the Detroit Lions, baby.
I love it. I love it. And of course, I'm going to agree with you with the Lions winning. I have 27-21. I'm going to go with the Lions here. I think they win 27-21. And I think the difference is going to come down to who wins the turnover battle. Yep. I think the Lions win it today. I think Matthew Stafford, 2 interceptions from him, maybe even a fumble from somebody else. I think the Lions win the turnover battle. They win. They get out of there with a victory, and they advance. They win their first playoff game at Ford Field, and they win the first playoff game since the 1990s. So it is significant. The Lions get it done today. KG, talk to me. What do you got?
Hey, man, I'm standing pat at 35-24 Detroit Lions victory. I think they make Matthew Stafford one-dimensional. They're going to stop that run game up. Like you said, Aleem McNeil could have a big night. And then they are not going to be able to stop our offense. I see no way that they can get this done. I don't see a reason why the Lions can't put 30 points on them. So 35-24 Lions and a late pick to seal the game.
I love that. CJ Garner-Johnson pick?
I hope so.
Let's go, baby.
I'll take
Plus
Brian
600.
Branch too, though.
Let's go. I love that, too.
And Kyron Williams, we've been saying how much of a threat he is, but I think the Lions run defense, they're ready for this. Yeah. And they're at home. I think the crowd's going to keep them even more juiced up. And I think Kyron has one of his worst games of the year, to be honest with you. I do. I think this Lions run defense is built for this. Pete, give me a score prediction. What do you got?
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Very good. I think that if the hang on, let me. There we go. I was trying to send Booner a list of the celebrities that are going to be at the game tonight, or supposed to be at the game.
I will not be in attendance. We'll throw that
obviously,
out there.
Neither you or I will be there.
I will not be there.
They're going to have to deal without us. I think that the Lions, if they do get their, if they play the game that they want to play, they're going to win this thing 35-24. And if it ends up being that LA is going to get get a few scores here and there and make it close, I still think the Lions win, but it'll be 31-28. Anywhere, so 35-24 or 31-28, Lions win either way.
All right, let's read some of these score predictions here. Let's start with Rude Boy Gang, 23-20 Lions. Dusty says 37-24 Lions. Adam, Lions, 31-21. Silent Service, 24-17 Lions. Zeus, I believe your name is, 28-14 Lions win. Mark S, Lions, 41-24. Eloy, I believe his name is, 38-21 Lions. Let's see. And then the away fan, 5-4 Red Wings over the Leafs in OT. Thank you for that, the away fan. Sprinkle that in there. Vincent Ellison, 34-24 Lions. Mr. Natural, 41-40 Lions. Hell, shootout. David Brewer, 34-27 Lions. Mike Willett says, Lions 96, Rams 3. Okay, let's roll with it. Booner, put that bet in. Lions 96 to Rams 3.
Locked in.
Doug says 42-20 Lions. Corey Berry,
Packers
Lions
touchdown.
28, Rams 24.
Game's over.
Shane D says 35-28 Lions win. There you go. I'll read a couple more. Mason Leach, Lions 38, Rams 23. Rams score a garbage time TD to make that 38-23. Rams says 38-17 Rams. There's a Rams fan. We knew one would be in here.
Yeah. Who was that?
The Ronin 99, 31-17 Lions. It was Rams RPTN. It says 38-17 Rams.
The Rams, man.
There you go.
He's tagged me in a few things on Twitter. I saw him.
There you go. All right, guys. We're going to end it here.
Pete, do you have a couple of names?
Yeah,
you
actually.
Want to throw out? You can just name them if you want.
Yeah, real quick. Tim Allen's supposed to be there. Obviously, Eminem is supposed to be there. Kid Rock. Flava Flav. Let's see what kind of clock he's got on this one. Let's see the clock tick down for the Rams' demise. And Calvin Johnson.
I love it. I saw Ninja was there.
Glover Quinn.
I saw Ninja just got a picture.
GQ's going to be there. I think Golden Tate's going to be there.
Tate, yes.
A lot of lines.
A lot of people. I will not be in
Bob
attendance.
Seger, Jeff Daniels.
I'm going to throw that out there.
And then also Kerryon Johnson will be there. Kerryon. Dude, it's
Big Sean.
Good question.
Hey, I was hoping the Lions would say, hey, Booner, would you like to come to the game and then after do a Kool-Aid chug in front of the never got an invitation. So if you're watching, if we have a home game next week,
hey,
it's
looking that way.
Like all those names are great, but I like the fact that Flava Flav took time out of his day.
He was in Ann Arbor like a day. He was in Ann Arbor yesterday.
Yeah, no,
he's a Michigan man.
And Big Sean.
Big Sean, let's go.
Broder says Chad Smith from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Okay.
Oh, Broder.
Oh, yeah, Chad
Can we get
Smith.
Chad Smith, man? Me and Broder have had some conversations about Chad Smith, man.
Dude, I saw him back
He's
in
a
the
dog.
primetime days because I'm old enough, baby.
He's the Will
Chili
Ferrell,
Chili
Ferrell
peppers.
twin.
Yep. Let's see.
What a squad, man. Wow.
Nobody says Kerryon Johnson, legend.
No wonder I didn't get invited. Those are some big names.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, guys.
Love you guys,
It
man.
is time, man. Enjoy it. Enjoy this experience. Enjoy it. You're supposed to be nervous. It's a fun time in Lions football. It's a new era for the Detroit Lions. They're going to beat the Rams today. And
Can we all say it real quick?
Hey, and real quick, this game is great. I'm excited for it. But you know what I'm excited for, to recap? The future. I'm so excited for it.
Say it. What are you excited to be a part of?
A winning organization
The
moving
Booner
forward.
Path.
Okay. Well, we'll go with
Can
that.
we all say it real quick? The brand new Lions, baby. Let's
You
go.
got it.
Let's
All right,
get
guys.
a win today.
Have a great night. Be
Tune
safe
into the
out there. If
stream.
you're going to the game, have a blast. Make a lot of noise. I don't want Stafford to be able to hear anything at all. Please put a show on. I can't wait to come out with all the information with the decibels. They definitely are breaking the decibel record today. Loudest stadium ever. Who cares? Let's go. Go Lions. Jeff Ifredi, Booner, KG, Pete.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget, before you leave, hit a
Be
like
safe
button.
out there
Hit the
tonight.
like button on the stream. It helps us out a ton. Until tomorrow, we'll be recapping all of this.
Lions, baby.
On
See
our
you at the watch
shows.
party.
You see at the watch party as well, and of course the post-game show. See you guys.
Love you
Lions,
guys.
baby. Let's get a
Booner
win. Come
Path.
on.
Let's go.